Chris Mannix here on the Rich Eisen Show. Heart of Hearts, sodium pentothal. They're set. They're on truth serum. The Thunder wants who? Who do they want?
I think they'd probably say the Knicks are a better matchup. You know, the Pacers are kind of Thunder light. They play 10, 11 guys. Mm-hmm. They've got a star point guard. I think the Knicks are an easier matchup because the Knicks, you know, Jalen Brunson's the head of the snake, but as the Thunder have shown this postseason, they have so many weapons defensively. They can put Dort on Brunson, Caruso on Brunson, Cason Wallace on Brunson. They can win in the half court. They can win push. Like the Knicks, to me, are just a better matchup for the Oklahoma City Thunder. But I don't think either one of them is that tough a matchup for Oklahoma City. I said this earlier in the week. Like Oklahoma City in the Western Conference playoffs passed every test that was put in front of it. Real test. Down 2-1 against Denver in Denver. Mm-hmm. They win Game 4 in a low-scoring game. Game 7 against a former champion. They blow them out at home. Then you go into this conference finals, Game 3. They get tattooed in Minnesota. Timberwolves got some momentum. Game 4, they go out and they win that game. Then they blow them out in Game 5. Like, they have just consistently shown that they are not afraid of the spotlight, that they are ready for the moment. So even though for, I think, all of these guys, it'll be their first time in the NBA Finals, I don't expect them to shrink and be concerned with playing at a Madison Square Garden or playing in an NBA Finals.
Yeah, I mean, when I asked that question, Brockman got in my ear. Go ahead and say what you said in my ear.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who they play, right?
Not really. I mean, yeah. I think the Pacers might push them to 6. I think they'd beat the Knicks in 5.
How about that?
Yeah.
Have you ever, give me a comparison to a team entering the NBA Finals with everything set up for the future on top of the present? 68 wins. What you just said, they've passed every test in the Western Conference Finals and prior. I understand that they're still young and really haven't done it yet. They haven't been there, and they haven't done it yet. But the way that they're set up for the future as well, is there anything you could compare these Oklahoma City Thunder to previous conference champion winners going into the NBA with everything that Oklahoma City has going for it in draft choices for the future? They got 4 this year, don't they?
Yeah, not
first rounders.
I don't know what the number is exactly, but the not in the modern era have we seen a team under these new rules set up to succeed the way Oklahoma City is. I mean, look, Boston last year, we thought that was going to be the beginning of a Boston mini dynasty. Tatum, Brown in their mid-20s, White, Holiday under contract, Porzingis under contract. So the caveat is things can change very quickly. One injury, one bad series, all of a sudden you're looking at your books and saying, maybe we have to shake this thing up. But the Thunder are as equipped as any team over the last, since the end of the Warriors dynasty, or 10 years ago with the Warriors, to replace some of the more expensive parts. So, for example, like Lou Dort, great player for this team. If he gets too expensive for them in the next year or two, they can trade him away, and they've got Cason Wallace kind of waiting in the wings. You look at some of the guys deep on their bench, you know, they're scrubs. They're mop-up guys. Could probably beat like the Wizards, Hornets, and a bunch of other teams in the NBA. So they've got guys that are waiting in the wings. They've got the draft capital, to your point. They've got this kid, and I might write about him in the finals.
Okay.
Nikola Topic, who was their lottery pick last year. Nikola Topic was a star over in Europe. He slipped to the middle part of the first round, in part because he had a knee injury that was going to sideline him for all this season. This kid's had a year to learn the NBA, to get stronger physically, to get better skills-wise. The Thunder are very excited about what Nikola Topic is going to do for this team next year. So that's a player that they can just insert into their rotation next year. So, yeah, I mean, that's a long way of saying I can't think of a team that's as equipped as Oklahoma City is to survive these new cap rules and to succeed in the future.
Deep into the future, as they're sitting back, waiting to host the NBA Finals once it starts. I mean, we'll have a conversation Game 1. If they're rusty, ready, all that sort of business, but that's in the future. They
could use a rest, though. I mean, they went 7 games with Denver. That was a grueling series.
Right.
Maybe 8 days is a little bit too long, but I can tell you from talking to people out there, they appreciate the time off.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.